Now on 4 News Now at 6, from hot and dry to chilly and stormy. I'm tracking thunderstorms headed for the inland northwest and when they're expected to arrive in your first alert forecast.
Hundreds of homes destroyed in wildfires across Spokane County, leaving thousands of pounds of debris. How families are trying to get rid of it all safely. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Get ready for some major changes in the forecast. Tomorrow, thunderstorms will be moving into our area. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. We want to get straight to meteorologist Matt Gray, who's in for Chris Crocker tonight, and talk about how that will impact our commute.
Yeah, that's right. Second week in a row here. We've got a big change up coming on Tuesday. Early in the week, we had another hot and dry day today, but already you can see the signs of change just across the mountains. Look what's happening north of Seattle, pushing into the Vancouver area. The first kind of band from this incoming storm system, producing some thunderstorms into BC. So not a very typical weather pattern for that side of the Pacific Northwest. And certainly we are going to be seeing some beneficial rain along with the thunder and lightning, which is fairly unusual for August as well for us. So here's how things play out. This is close to 9 in the morning, and so morning commute, you might run into a little bit of rain. You may hear a few rumbles of thunder as you're waking up from the Tri-Cities north into the Moses Lake and Omak areas. But everybody else should be okay until we get into the afternoon. So after lunchtime, you definitely want to have that rain jacket handy because those thunderstorms will be developing in the south, pushing to the north. And so I expect as early as about 2 or 3 o'clock in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, that's when we're going to start to see things get pretty stormy around here. They're expecting a couple of waves here of wet weather through the evening and then into Wednesday morning before it finally pulls out of here as we get into Wednesday evening. So we've got a long stretch of cloudy, unsettled weather and the chance to pick up some rain around the inland northwest. So definitely want to have those rain jackets handy. And it's going to be a big change in temperatures too, because look at how hot it is. It's 100 in Moses Lake. We hit a record high today in Lewiston, and we're at 99 degrees in Omak, and we've seen a little smoke around Okanagan County as well. Compare that to what we are going to see over the next couple of days with the wet weather. First, about a 10-degree drop tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, we are going to struggle to hit 70 degrees, and I think most of us are not going to hit 70 degrees at a very slow warm-up as we head through the rest of the week. So, I don't know, pull out the flannels, I guess. It's going to be a lot of changes, but we'll take a closer look at how to plan around those stormy conditions tomorrow coming up.
Thank you, Matt. New at 6 o'clock, all evacuation levels, level 2, that is, have been downgraded for the Oregon Road wildfire burning near Elk. Here's the most up-to-date map. Only level 1 evacuation orders remain tonight. Fire crews also saying the almost 11,000-acre fire is 44% contained. We've also learned the name of the man who died in this fire. Alex Brown died August 20th. The county medical examiner reports the 49-year-old was killed by burns and smoke inhalation. The medical examiner also confirmed that 86-year-old Carl Grube died in the Gray fire in Medical Lake. 366. That's how many homes have been destroyed by both the Gray and Oregon Road fires, leaving behind thousands of pounds of burned debris now needing to be removed before families can start to rebuild. Spokane's Waste Center is not accepting any wildfire debris from the public because it is hazardous material. Peter Troy's live on Silver Lake tonight with what you need to do with those burned piles that are left behind. Peter.
Yeah, Kirsten, we spoke with a family who lost their home in the Gray fire. They were walking through burned piles and trying to find any valuable things like photos and dishes. And they all had the same question: what to do with wildfire debris? A local contractor said it could be dangerous to remove rubble and debris by yourself. And by yourselves, and also shared a safety concern that families should keep in mind.
Burn piles are all that remain on hundreds of properties.
I don't recognize this stuff at all.
Are the things that Matt Cox's mom and sister kept for years. Cox says things are already hard enough for his family.
And I can't stay extended period of time up here, so.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And, you know, my mom is almost 90. So she's definitely not going to do it.
In getting rid of debris, he says it's going to take a long time.
You see all this debris and you think, how's it going to get out of here? Where is it going to go? Are you going to rebuild? Or are you just going to kind of leave it as it is?
Local demolition contractor Jack Brisey says you can't just start to demolish and remove debris. He says you want professionals to come check whether your home is safe to demolish first.
You want air quality, you want your different substrate as far as your floors, your ceilings. Make sure anything that your carbon monoxide levels are safe. You have all your asbestos isn't in the air.
Removing debris can be dangerous without excavators. Though a house may look safe to go into, it can still be a safety hazard.
Any hazards as far as exposed roofs, you can't just go in there and take things down one by one. As that fire, it's really brittled on the wood, and it's not structurally sound anymore.
Brisey says burnt material needs to be disposed of properly at specific sites.
I think everybody's still in PTSD, stage 3, and but they're pulling out of it. You know, a lot of smart people here. You know, and you can tell that the people that are here, they're still a really good community, and I think that's really important.
Now, Kirsten, the rebuilding process will take months or even years. Now, if you don't have insurance for your home, the local contractor says to contact the local demolition team individually. Live in Silver Lake tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Peter. County and state agencies are planning a debris management meeting tomorrow at 6 p.m. It will be held at Riverside High School in Chattaroy near the Oregon Road fire. They're going to be talking about where wildfire debris can be taken, required testing for asbestos, and PPE you should have for your safety. The Gray Fire has destroyed 240 homes. Many people in Medical Lake are now left without a home. As the fire threat decreases, the community is looking toward the long process of rebuilding. But what does that look like for a town that has lost so much? Our Marissa Rio spoke to a resident who lost their home in the Gray Fire, and she also heard from a local contractor about what it will take to restore the Medical Lake community.
It's been 10 days since the Gray Fire began ripping through Medical Lake. The destruction behind me once was a home. A family member who used to live here says they think it will take at least a year to rebuild.
Travis Hodgen was working as a camp counselor when he found out the home he lived in was about to catch fire. He says he only cared about his cat, Potato. When he returned from camp, ash and piles of burned remains covered the ground where his house once stood. 3 years ago, Hodgen was homeless. The family who lived here took him in, and this has been his home ever since. Now, they are all living in a hotel. They have lost so much, but Medical Lake will always be their home.
We want to rebuild. Medical Lake is a really great community, and I think we're going to make the house smaller. I think that's her plan. Obviously, I was not the homeowner, so that's completely up to her. But we're just hoping to find maybe a nice Airbnb for the next year.
I spoke with a local contractor on the phone who estimates that it will cost at least $200 million to rebuild all the homes destroyed in the fire. About 6 to 8 different contractors will be needed to restore this community. For smaller homes, it will likely take a minimum of 1 year to finish. For larger homes, 18 months to 2 years. This is what the Medical Lake community now faces. Hodgen says they have 3 cats that were lost in the fire. 1 has been caught. His cat Potato is still out there. He comes every morning to entice him with treats, but still no luck.
We usually set up a tarp, play Uno, and try to just make them feel comfortable. Cats are just notoriously hard to catch because they're so skittish, but we caught one, and we're going to continue to come back every day until we have all 3.
Hodgen says because they now live in a hotel, he doesn't even know if they can keep the cats. They may have to be rehomed. He says this is tough since he already has lost so much.
So many families live with this new reality. For more information, you can go to our website at KXLY.com. Reporting in Medical Lake, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
If you or someone you love lost their driver's license or ID because of these wildfires, the Department of Licensing has you covered. Tomorrow, the Department of Licensing will be reissuing IDs at the Spokane County Disaster Assistance Center at Spokane Falls Community College. They will begin printing at 10 in the morning and go until 6 o'clock. While fire crews now have a handle on both of these fires, we are still in the middle of peak wildfire season, and we want to make sure that you and your family feel prepared in case you're forced to leave your home at a moment's notice. Head on over to kxly.com/firewatch. There you can find a step-by-step guide on creating a wildfire action plan, and you can also find a list of the items you should have in an emergency go bag at all times. A little boy in Spokane Valley is battling a very big, rare disease.
It usually causes seizures, are one of the first symptoms. Then loss of motor skills, loss of speech, loss of eyesight, childhood dementia, and then eventually it causes death.
But 6-year-old Michael's awful diagnosis wasn't the worst of the family's news. This cruel hand they've been dealt struck not just one of their children, but two. You can hear this family's story, including the dramatic steps that they're taking today to buy the children more time in Robin Nance's special report. That's tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest. Still ahead, European nations planning on upgrading their border security. What this could mean for your next overseas vacation coming up.
Plus, we're at Brick West Brewing. What's happening here behind me that's giving a helping hand to those who are impacted by the wildfires, and how you can be a part of it, coming up.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Live with Kelly and Mark every weekday morning.
Yeah, I'm a little over my head here.
When you're looking for a company that's noteworthy, look no further than Mainstream Plumbing.
Set summer in motion with the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet, like the Pilot and Passport Trailsport and the Ridgeline. Built for better off-road performance and engineered for more adventure. This summer, create your own adventures with Honda, the most awarded brand in car and driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Zerorez doesn't just clean carpets. We also clean area rugs, upholstery, tile and grout, and more. Basically anything you, your kids, or your pets can ruin, with Zerorez, you can have nice things again. Zerorez, a smarter, lasting clean.
What's in a name? A question that has never had more relevance. First American Title has been rebranded to Flying S Title and Escrow. Since 1905, we've been helping people protect their property rights. When the time comes to choose a title insurance and escrow company, the choice is clear: Flying S Title and Escrow. Idaho's longest operating, family-owned title and escrow company is now Flying S Title and Escrow. We're not new, but our name is.
A local family's lives shattered by a shocking diagnosis.
Like adult dementia, it's just with your kids.
A cruel twist of fate for not one son, but 2, and the dramatic steps they're taking to raise awareness and hopefully buy time. Tomorrow only on Good Morning Northwest.
GMA this week. We hope you're hungry, because all week GMA's on the search for the best tacos in America.
Will we be at your favorite taco spot?
This is going to be so tasty. It's the United States of Tacos, this week on GMA.
I have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
You might look normal, but on the inside, it was just a very scary, lonely place.
Wounded Warrior Project helps improve the lives of millions of warriors and their families.
And it's like a whole network of support that I have.
My family is the most important thing in my life. Because of Wounded Warrior Project, we have a future.
They gave so much to me. They gave me my life back.
We're taking a live look at Brick West Brewing, the site of another helping hand being offered to victims of the devastating wildfires that tore through more than 350 homes in Spokane County. Brick West is hosting that fundraiser during their Monday night market. They're printing T-shirts in support of the Medical Lake and Elk communities, and 100% of the proceeds they earn tonight will go toward the families who have been impacted. Our Jordan Smith is live from Brick West tonight. And Jordan, that event has been happening for the last 30 minutes or so. How's it going?
A lot more foot traffic now that we're kind of settled into the event here. And I want to show you the T-shirts that they're actually giving out here today. I'm standing here with Bill Powers, who works here with Brick West Brewing, and he had a pretty big hand in the design and this whole event. So, Bill, what prompted this event? How did this whole thing get started?
Well, we've been working with Zome Design. That's the print shop that we teamed up with for this. And they called me and said, how do we think we could help out with the Medical Lake with fires that are going on, the Gray Fire and the Elk Fire? And it's just part of our makeup here is to try to do things for the community as much as we can. We feel really lucky and blessed to have the space we do, so when we can use it for something good, we just like to jump on that.
And I want to talk to you about the design here. You said you had kind of a big hand in designing this shirt. Talk about what we're seeing here. Resilient since 1872. You've been here for a while here, so I feel like you kind of have a pulse on that.
Well, the 1872 is because Medical Lake was founded in 1872, and this shirt is kind of designed off of their city sign when you enter the town, so it's based off of that. And so, yeah, we're just trying to put it all together, have a nice fun color, and just put in the elements that of Medical Lake that kind of give it its character and try to put that on a shirt.
And the one last thing I think people need to know is that it's going to cost about $25, but all these proceeds, they're going towards those families tonight.
Yeah, that's correct. 100% of the proceeds are going to be used for the victims. So we're giving the money to the Inovia Foundation. It's a local foundation, and they have a fund set aside for the victims of the fires, and we're just 100% of the sales. So we're asking for a $25 donation or whatever you can do. If you come down and give us $20, I'm sure we'll make you a shirt. But we just want to raise some money and some awareness for the community.
All right, Bill, thanks for that. And the other thing to keep in mind, too, even if you don't get a shirt, 10% of all the beer purchases are also going to go towards those families in need. So it's a great opportunity to come down to Brick West and get back to the community. Reporting here at Brick West Brewing tonight, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
And as you saw in the background there, it's been a very summer-like start to this week across the inland Northwest, but you better have that raincoat handy in the car as you're heading back and forth to work, taking the kids to school, whatever you're doing over the next couple of days, because, oh man, it's got to be wet, and our temperatures are about to feel a lot more like fall. Your forecast is coming up.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Spokane Regional Clean Air Agency.
I'm Mark Peterson with information from AARP and BECU. Research shows older adults want to stay in their current home for as long as possible. But as we age, our needs change, and most houses and apartments don't meet the requirements of older residents or those with disabilities. There are some low-cost to no-cost modifications and adjustments you can make to allow elderly individuals to stay in a home comfortably and safely. AARP and BECU are here to help you plan. For tips, tools, and resources, visit this website.
Get $200 with a new checking account from Horizon Credit Union. We're here to guide you towards your dreams and put some extra cash in your pocket. Sign up in branch or online with the Get 200 promo code today.
Discover fall in Coeur d'Alene. Experience the hidden treasure of autumn in our serene lakeside town. As the lively energy of summer subsides, the town embraces the tranquility of fall. Guests can unwind and find solace by the glistening lake. See for yourself why fall is Coeur d'Alene's best-kept secret. Book your fall foliage lake cruise overnight package now and make memories that will warm your heart for years to come.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and of course you can't become, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT TurboMax pickups, or get $6,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Does your current roof have moss growing on it? Is it worn out or tattered? Have you recently seen the heat and electric bills going up? Then it may be time for you to get a new roof from McVeigh Brothers. McVeigh Brothers is the only 5-star certified select shingle master contractor in the Inland Northwest. We also have great financing options to help you out, like no money down and up to 12 years low interest financing. So you can get everything you want now and pay for it later. At McVeigh Brothers, we're always working for you.
New at 6 o'clock, a new live music performance venue is coming to the Spokane Casino this fall. It's called Spokane Live, and the venue can hold up to 3,400 people, and it's set to open this October. Elle King, Flo Rida, and Nelly with Ashanti are already set to perform at this new location. For more information, including a list of show dates, look for this story on KXLY.com.
Indoor activities may be appropriate as we head into tomorrow and for a good chunk of Wednesday as well. As you plan out your day, we get up, we have our coffee, we start in the morning. Temperatures will be on the mild side. We'll start to feel a little bit more of that humidity as the system rolls in, and we'll be in the 60s. We're only going to reach the low to middle 80s around Spokane and around Coeur d'Alene, although some spots will get a little bit warmer. We'll show you that. But as we head into kind of past lunchtime, and especially as we get into that evening commute time, and then into kind of that, late dinner, maybe if you head out on the town here on or tomorrow night, that's when things are going to be the stormiest around the Inland Northwest. So start making any plans now, or at least be prepared to plan around some toasty conditions, or rather not toasty, but stormy conditions, excuse me. So we will have some warm temperatures out there still. Places like Kellogg, Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, even in Colville, still going to hit into the 90s. But as you head further south and further west, you're going to be deeper into the cloud cover for more of the day. And so that's really going to hold down our temperatures compared to what we have seen over the past few days. Now, what the warmer weather on the eastern and northern sides of our viewing area is also going to do is it's going to up the ante here for the thunderstorm strength. And so there is a small potential here as this whole area is shaded in tan for some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms. However, on the west side of this, because of that cloud cover and the cooler temperatures, that threat I think is going to be extremely limited. And so I've gone ahead and highlighted this area in the yellow with the little yellow thunderstorm symbols. And this includes a good chunk of North Idaho where we could see 1 or 2 storms become pretty strong, may have some small hail, may have some gusty winds. So certainly something to keep an eye on. If your thunder roars, it's time to head indoors. So from the Blue Mountains to the Camas Prairie and then north through primarily North Idaho to Interstate 90, could see a couple of strong thunderstorms in the afternoon, particularly early afternoon, those first round of storms that come through that have all the energy from the heating of the day. Gusty winds, a little bit of hail here. Also some potential for lightning strikes that could start some new fires, but because these storms are going to be bringing a lot of rain, that is a little bit less of a threat than it would be otherwise if these were more of that dry thunderstorm variety. So we've got some good rain on the way. We'll start off with kind of just scattered stuff through about the 3 p.m. time frame for Spokane and for Coeur d'Alene. You can see, though, those stronger storms building up over the mountains in north central Idaho, that deeper, darker red color. As we head into your evening commute, you can see in the Silver Valley and into Kootenai County, that's where I would be looking for some more slowdowns on the highway for sure. Got to slow down in the rain, folks. It was a little messy on the interstate last Tuesday. I know, I was out there. So as we go through the evening, you can kind of see multiple rounds of showers, multiple rounds of storms pushing their way through. Wednesday morning, you'll need the raincoat too because it will be a little bit wet out there. And we'll continue to see showers primarily in North Idaho through lunchtime and after until things ease off as we head into Wednesday night. Now, in some areas, we could see perhaps close to an inch, maybe even a little bit more than an inch. And that includes places like around Coeur d'Alene, into the Sandpoint area, through to the Canada border. And so these areas, plus some of our mountainous regions in Northeast Washington, are under a flood watch. Now, the biggest issue here is going to be that Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening time frame, because that's when those thunderstorms are going to come through that will have that heavy rain, a lot of rain in a short period of time. Well, all of a sudden, those puddles on the side of the road get a lot bigger. So that's what we're going to be watching for and keeping you informed on KXLY.com and KXLY Plus. So as we head through the rest of your week, here's how things go. That rain starts the day on Wednesday, but eases off by the end of the day. Very cool temperatures, upper 60s. We warm up, but just a little bit, just right around average as we start the month of September. And I'm keeping a close eye on the forecast for Labor Day weekend because it looks a little bit unsettled, and we may be watching for these rain chances to start going up in the days to come.
A lot to watch. Thank you, Matt. Well, right now, parts of Florida are under a state of emergency with Tropical Storm Idalia projected to become a Category 3 hurricane when it reaches the coast. Sandbags are being given out, windows and doors are being boarded up, storm drains are being cleared to prevent from clogging and flooding, like you heard from Matt. This is a big storm, so the flooding will be very severe. People are already being told to evacuate.
We want everyone not to be there when that storm hits. We do not want to find people in their homes.
Florida emergency crews warning about the dangers Idalia can bring.
Storm surge can be life-threatening at just 2 to 3 feet. Some of these areas are going to experience storm surge well over 7 foot. There's not a person in this room that's over 7 foot tall.
The president officially approving an emergency declaration for Florida, which unlocks further federal assistance for the state as it prepares for Idalia to make landfall later this week. Well, coming up on 4 News Now, the last few displaced animals from the fires are still calling the Spokane County Fairgrounds home tonight. What that means for the fair, set to kick off next week.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Hepatitis C? Don't just treat it. Crush it with Mavorite.
Conquer it with Mavorite.
Cure it with Mavorite. Mavorite cures all types of Hep C.
In only 8 weeks.
The virus multiplies daily and can damage the liver over time. Mavorite stops Hep C and cures it. If you've had hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had Hep B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV, other medical conditions, and all your medicines. Do not take Mavorite with atazanavir or rifampin. Report right away yellow skin, stomach pain or swelling, confusion and bleeding or bruising.
Hep C? Crush it with Mavorite.
Conquer it.
Cure it in only 8 weeks. See Hep C gone with Mavorite.
Ask your doctor about Mavorite. AbbVie could help you save.
92.9 CCU.
Some days, it can all feel overwhelming. The stress of relationships, finances, work, school, technology, change, and politics can seem inescapable. It all makes parenting that much harder. None of us are perfect parents. We all struggle, and we all need help sometimes. That's why we're here. If you need help, or you just need someone to talk to, call the Help Now line or visit IdahoFamilySupport.org.
This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, save thousands of dollars on the best selection of trucks and SUVs during the Big Deal event this week at both Cal locations in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene.
I always get excited when my inventory looks this good.
And that means it's the perfect time to trade up. Plus, this week, get top dollar for your trade-in, including a minimum trade offer. And delay payments until November 1st. Today through this Monday at both Cal locations.
4 News Now is brought to you by Horizon Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Extreme Team.
New at 6 o'clock. Summer may not be over just yet, but it's never too early to begin planning next year's big trip. And if those plans include a trip to Europe, you'll need to apply in advance. CNN's Mike Valerio has more.
So, you want to go to Europe in the new year? Well, this will likely be a new must-do. Applying online to enter most European countries first before you get on a plane.
You'll enter your passport details, you'll enter a few security questions, maybe some questions about your trip details.
It's because of a new layer of European border security called the European Travel Information and Authorization System, or ETIAS, citizens of the 60 or so non-EU countries that don't currently require a visa to enter the EU, such as the United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada, will now need a visa waiver to enter the world's largest visa-free zone. That includes countries like Italy, France, Greece, and Switzerland.
The ETIAS is basically being implemented to improve the safety, security, and to strengthen their borders in this visa-free zone. So this will screen travelers who don't require a full visa.
Designers of the system say applications should be processed in minutes. The vast majority completed in 96 hours. But authorities from the EU caution some applicants may be asked to provide additional information or documentation or to participate in an interview with national authorities, which may take up to additional 30 days.
We recommend you do these at least 30 days prior to your travel.
That's why it's advised not to book flights or accommodations until confirmation that the application is approved.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
We have a bunch more coming up tonight at 6:30, including why some want 2 West Bonner School Board members removed. Plus,
over the last couple of weeks, many animals in our region have been displaced from the fires and have called the Spokane County Fairgrounds home. But will these animals have any impact on the timeline of the fair next month? We'll let you know coming up next.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Tina, the Tina Turner Musical. Tina Turner's triumphant story is live on stage in the mega hit musical direct from Broadway. Prepare to be ecstatically blown away. September 19th through 24th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. On sale now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Pain, go away. Now it can go away with Hempvana Rocket Relief, the wireless electric stimulation pain relief pen that goes to work immediately. Simply place it where it hurts, then watch as the relaxing currents boost your endorphins and relieve your pain. You can see it work and you can feel it work, relieving pain from sore and aching muscles, even nagging sports injuries in your knees, back, neck, hurting hands, and more. Fast. Call now and get the Hempvana Rocket 10's Pain Relief Pen for just $19.99. And when you order today, you'll get our flathead and our single point head, both absolutely free. Order now when you can double the offer. Plus, get our Hempvana Pain Relief Cream. Just pay a separate fee and we'll ship it all to you free. This offer is not on Amazon. Order now.
Call 1-800-293-6602. That's 1-800-293-6602. Or visit HempvanaRocket.com. So call 1-800-293-6602 now.
Revenge porn victim. Was her high school math teacher behind the effort to embarrass her? Next, Inside Edition.
This is a huge breach of trust.
Somebody posted intimate images of her taken from her phone.
Imagine her shock when she found out it was her former math teacher.
Then, can Trump face new charges if he fibbed about his weight? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Let's start with a live look over a beautiful night in downtown Spokane. It's going to be changing soon. Our team of weather experts are tracking thunderstorms making their way right here to the inland northwest. Hard to believe, Matt, when you look at that live look, it's a big change that we're about to go through.
I know, it's been so dry and so warm. We had that little break on Tuesday. It looks like this break from the warm and the dry weather is going to be a little bit longer, and it involves potentially some fairly strong thunderstorms in North Idaho. So let's take a look here. Everything that you see in this tan color is where we have a possibility for some strong to, yes, potentially severe thunderstorms. Now, as you head further to the west into eastern Washington, I really think our thunderstorm potential, our strong storm potential, the ones that have the gusty winds, the ones that have the potential for some hail, the ones that drop a ton of lightning bolts that still could even start a few fires here in the inland northwest. That threat's going to be fairly limited because we're going to see more clouds and cooler temperatures on the Washington side of the state line than we will as you head further east and deeper into the backcountry of North Idaho and closer to the Montana state line. So the areas here in the yellow here, and this includes a good chunk of North Idaho, including Kootenai County, Shoshone County, then we should work your way north into Bonner and Boundary. These areas, we are going to see some stronger thunderstorms because we're going to be seeing some warmer temperatures, and so we could potentially see some gusty winds. We could see a little bit of hail out of these. We could even see some lightning strikes that spark up some new fires. So still got to be fire aware, even with some beneficial rain coming along for the ride. And it's good to have that 4 News Now weather app with those push notifications on. I guess a strong thunderstorm starts headed your direction, but a good primer is that when the thunder roars, it's time to get indoors. And certainly that's going to be top of mind as we go through the day on Tuesday. By Wednesday, we're just talking about beneficial rain. No big, scary, stormy stuff. And then we head into, well, some interesting things going on as we get closer to Labor Day weekend. By the way, if you like the summer temperatures the last couple of days, they're disappearing for a while. Look at this, upper 60s, low 70s. How long could this cooler weather last? Well, I'll answer that coming up in just a few minutes.
Tonight, volunteers at the Spokane County Fairgrounds say most of the animals displaced by wildfires have now returned home. And for the ones that don't have a home to go back to, foster homes are being secured. But will the animal shelter have an impact on the Spokane County Fair that's set to kick off next week? 4 News Now's Natalie Grant spoke to fair officials today who say they will help as long as they are needed.
Just last week here at the Spokane County Fairgrounds, these stalls here were filled with hundreds of animals displaced from fires in our region. As you can see now, these stalls are starting to clear as the animals are returning home and the Spokane County Fair is moving in.
We had horses, goats, pigs, sheep, ducks, all kinds of birds, cattle. This entire barn and the other barn that we're using were completely full of animals.
Full stalls are becoming empty at the Spokane County Fairgrounds. With evacuation orders lifting for both the Gray and Oregon Road fires, animals are headed back home. Volunteers with Heart and American Humane say the last couple dozen are waiting on proper transportation or to be placed into foster care. But fair staff says they'll keep their gates open, and even with festivities starting up next week, the animals are more than welcome to stay.
The Spokane County Fairgrounds has been amazing, and if we need to stay, we can have some space here if needed, but hopefully we're not needing that space. We're hoping that all the animals can go back home, and we have fosters for the ones that can't go back home. So we're hoping that it happens pretty soon.
Tim Percival with American Humane says working with places like the fairgrounds are essential in emergencies just like this, as well as having well-trained volunteers.
We've been here several times. We're hoping that in the future, the trained volunteers, that there's more training available through Heart and through Sleet. So hopefully that we can have more people that are willing to come out and help us in the future.
The Spokane County Fair is set to run September 8th through the 17th. For more details on the fair, you can head on over to our website, KXLY.com. Reporting in Spokane, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
Happening tomorrow, a Spokane County judge will rule on whether the language for Measure 1 should change. A coalition of local racial justice groups say the wording is misleading, only mentioning taxpayer dollars being used for criminal justice, public safety, and behavioral health problems. They don't specify shutting down the Geiger Corrections Facility, building a new tower onto the downtown jail, and building a new corrections facility. Petitioners say the ambiguous wording may confuse voters who don't necessarily want taxpayer money going toward a new jail facility, but do want to invest in alternative public safety. Tomorrow, voters in the West Bonner School District will decide the fate of 2 school board members. Our Marissa Rio joins us now with why some say they need to be removed.
Kirsten, organizers blame Board Chair Keith Rutledge and Vice Chair Susan Brown for canceling a purchase of language arts curriculum 2 months after it was approved, leaving the school district without a plan, forcing the district to pay to return the materials. Rutledge told 4 News Now that the board is working on obtaining a new curriculum that won't cost the district anything. He and Brown are also being criticized for backing the hiring of their new controversial superintendent, Brandon Durst. Recently, the Idaho Board of Education said Durst was not qualified to hold the position, and the district was risking breaking state law. In response, last week, the school board declaring an emergency, allowing them to direct Durst to apply for an emergency provisional certificate, a method the district has used in the past. Rutledge releasing a statement reading in part, "Voting against my recall will keep a conservative majority on the school board that is working hard to improve the outcomes for our district's children. We will have the results of the vote tomorrow on 4 News Now Nightside at 11 o'clock. In studio tonight, I'm Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Marissa, thank you. New at 6:30, a federal judge has set the date for when former President Donald Trump's trial related to the January 6th Capitol riot will begin in D.C. Another judge in Georgia has set the next court date for when Trump and his 18 co-defendants will be arraigned in the sweeping racketeering case. ABC's M. Wynn has the latest.
Former President Trump and his 18 co-defendants are now set for their first court appearance in their election interference case in Fulton County, Georgia. A local judge has determined they will be arraigned separately in 15-minute increments on September 6th, with Trump going first.
We'll see the former president enter some kind of plea along with the other defendants.
One of the co-defendants, former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, had a hearing in federal court today, arguing that his trial should be moved from Fulton County to federal jurisdiction. And in a surprise move, Meadows took the stand to make his case. District Attorney Fani Willis has accused Meadows of taking part in a sweeping conspiracy to overturn the 2020 presidential election results in the state. Meadows was on the phone call between Trump and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger following Trump's election loss.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
Meadows claims his case should be moved to federal court because the actions he undertook were part of his chief of staff duties and were done at the direction of former President Trump. During today's hearing, Meadows testified that part of his job was to be in almost every meeting the president had. The DEA had subpoenaed Raffensperger and other witnesses to make her case that Meadows violated the Hatch Act, which bars federal employees from using their official roles to engage in partisan political activity. At least 4 other defendants are also seeking to move their case to federal court.
And I think if you look at it, it was most likely that he was operating as a part of the Republican Party, which would be a political role and not his official role as the chief of staff.
And in Washington, a judge ruled that Trump's federal trial on charges related to trying to overturn the 2020 election, including his rhetoric leading up to the deadly January 6th attack on the Capitol, will begin March 4th of next year, the day before Super Tuesday on the GOP primary calendar. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
The Washington State Cougars are getting ready to kick off their 2023 season in just a few days. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti has a report on the CSU Rams.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Jacobs Custom Living.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or get $6,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
I'm ready to fight.
It's the shocking season finale.
The Final Four.
Let's get it.
It's time to crown a champion.
Wow!
All will be revealed on the 2-hour season finale of Claim to Fame, tonight, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Warm weather is here, but it's never too soon to think about fall.
Call Mainstream this summer for a $79 AC tune-up, and in the fall, we'll tune up your furnace for free. That's right, get 2 tune-ups for the price of 1. It's just that simple. Call your friends at Mainstream today.
Cornhole at the Spokane Fair just keeps growing. 10 full days of cornhole at the 2023 Spokane County Interstate Fair. Anyone can play, anyone can win. We'll see you at the 2023 Spokane Fair.
Summer storms, sudden, intense, dangerous. 4 News Now First Alert Weather warns you in advance.
Up to quarter-size hail.
Keeping you informed until the threat is past and your family is safe. On the air, on the app, only on 4 News Now.
Next, ET.
This way.
Before the final, Indiana Jones heads to streaming, a behind-the-scenes look at how they made Harrison Ford look young.
That's my real face.
Next, ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
ABC's World News Tonight at 4 News Now, when the local story is national news.
When national stories hit home, watch ABC World News Tonight at 5:30.
And 4 News Now at 6. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Well, there's not many days that we have to kind of keep the raincoat handy. Usually we can skate by without it. Tuesday is not going to be one of those days. Definitely want to grab that raincoat because you don't want to be the person who is getting soaked if you get stuck out with a thunderstorm. And by the way, checking the radar will help there as well. Wet weather will continue into Wednesday, and a huge drop in temperatures. It's going to feel like fall, friends. 20 degrees at least, cooler than what we saw today, which was middle and upper 90s. Instead, 60s and 70s. Here's how it's going to play out. A chance for a few rumbles of thunder and a little bit of rain in central Washington early Tuesday morning. But the bulk of the action starts to get going, especially around the Palouse, as we get towards lunchtime. Now, expect it to be a little bit after lunchtime, kind of that early afternoon. It's not quite time to go home at 4 o'clock, but it's definitely past lunchtime when we start to see the action begin to move into Spokane and into Coeur d'Alene. As these continue to track north, some of these storms could become quite strong. Heavy rain, lightning, some gusty winds moving into the Idaho Panhandle in the northeast corner of Washington. And we continue to see wet weather all the way up through about lunchtime on Wednesday before things finally begin to taper off. Some of this rain could be quite heavy, and so all these areas shaded in green, you are under a flood watch through Wednesday afternoon. Once again, that 4 News Now weather app's your best friend. It'll give you a push if there is a flood warning in your local area. Here's our highs for tomorrow. One of the big reasons why we're talking about some stronger storms in North Idaho is these hotter temperatures. 90 in Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry hits 94, Kellogg hits 92, but only mid-80s in Spokane by comparison. September starts on Friday. We will be looking closely at the Labor Day forecast. Couple reasons why. Number one, looks like there might be some rain in the general vicinity. And number two, if you're looking for hot weather, you're probably not going to find it anytime soon.
A lot to watch. Thank you, Matt. Well, there are many anxieties associated with bringing home a new baby, including how best to travel with your newborn in the car. Providence Sacred Heart Children's Hospital, in partnership with Safe Kids Spokane, offers car seat checks, and they are completely free. In this month's Miracle Monday, Sydney Charles tells us about car seat safety and what you can expect at these appointments.
The next time you've got a question about driving with your child, bring your car seat to Providence, and they'll help make sure your child is safe the next time they buckle up. Riding in the car is one of the most dangerous things a child can do. The Child Passenger Safety Program gives out helpful information and provides hands-on training for parents.
It takes about a half an hour. They can come in and we'll check out everything about their car seat.
Renee Whitmer is the Child Passenger Safety Technician for the program.
Car seats are confusing to many parents, and the manuals can be super confusing. And so if they can come and I can give them the hands-on training and teach them how to do it in person, they usually feel a lot more comfortable and able to install it and use it properly.
Emily Moser is a caregiver at Sacred Heart, and she's also a mom.
It's been a delight to watch her grow up and transition from a newborn to 4 months old.
Emily had her first car seat inspection about 3 weeks before giving birth. She says knowing her child will be safe when leaving the hospital made her feel less stressed when preparing to deliver her baby girl.
To have the car seat installed correctly, it offered me peace of mind. It was something I didn't even need to think about. I knew she was as safe as she could be in the car. And so it was just one less thing to think about when I was bringing her home.
Emily also says the atmosphere was very welcoming, which can be helpful for new parents trying to learn.
It's a judgment-free zone. It was very comfortable and really helpful to have Renee's knowledge, making sure that the car seat was in. Bringing home a baby is very expensive. Every parent knows this, and to have free resources in the community to make sure that our children are as safe as they can be is really valuable.
To sign up for your free appointment, just visit Sacred Heart's website, locate patients and visitors, and find the tab that says Safe Kids and Car Seat Technician. If you'd like to support the Children's Miracle Network, you can find the donation page under this story on KXLY.com. 100% of your donation stays right here in our own community. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
There's nothing like a fresh coat of paint to transform a home, a room, or a piece of furniture. No matter the project, the folks at your local Ace Hardware store are here to help you with all your paint needs. With our wide selection of premium brand paints and accessories, the experts at Ace will make sure you have everything you need to complete your paint project, no matter how big or small. Come see us today.
If you have a vehicle you no longer need, you can give it new purpose through Union Gospel Mission. Simply go to ugmmotors.org or call 509-327-HELP to schedule a pickup. Your donation gives people like Tyler food, shelter, job training, and the opportunity for a whole new life. Be a driver of change. Donate your vehicle to Union Gospel Mission.
Thursday, September 14th, mixed martial arts action returns when Coeur d'Alene Casino presents King of the Cage. Don't miss the high adrenaline, high octane action live cage side when heart, strength, and honor will be thrown on the line with the return of Tyler Cy John, Cameron Robinette, Jordan Curry, Israel Gonzalez, Theo Dukas, Sebastian Prangley, and much more. For tickets, visit ticketswest.com or call 800-523-2464.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash.
Sweet.
Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes! Woo!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Lewis Culligan, your local water experts since 1936. The world's most efficient water softener. Safer drinking water in every glass. Convenient, reliable delivery. Industry-leading technology. Here for every water worry.
Cornhole at the Spokane Fair just keeps growing. 10 full days of cornhole at the 2023 Spokane County Interstate Fair. Anyone can play. Anyone can win. We'll see you at the 2023 Spokane Fair.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
New at 6:30, we are just 5 days away from the college football season kicking off in our region as the Washington State Cougars are finishing up preparation for a big road game to start their 2023 campaign. Our Alex Crescenti has more from Pullman.
After a month of training camp, we have finally arrived to game week in Pullman as the Washington State Cougars get ready to kick off their season against the Colorado State Rams. And if you remember a year ago, this was the breakout matchup for Washington State. They blew out the Rams 38-7 inside Martin Stadium. But the coaches know you can't approach the game the same way you did in 2022. The rosters are different. The coaches are different. The location is different. And if the Cougs want to get off to a fast start, they need to be ready.
I think they do a good job on both sides of the ball, and I expect them to take
a step forward. Now it's what we can control: our effort, our execution, how we go about and attack our mindset, traveling to a tough place to play that I've seen many times before, and they're going to be better offensively. I mean, they got 11 new scholarship offensive linemen. So scouting them is very difficult, so you focus on, here's the core of what they do. They will make adjustments that we're not ready and prepared for. Our rules and principles of defense and offense have to hold strong, and we got to be more energized and play harder than them.
Of course, this will mark the beginning of the end for two Cougar greats on the defensive line, R.J. Stone and Brennan Jackson. Of course, they've been here for 6 seasons now, as we were able to catch up with them during training camp, and they reflected on their time in Pullman.
I think for me, my whole conversation with my family was rooted in, first off, why'd you come here? Right? Did you come here to play just for a few years and bounce, go somewhere else? No. When I committed to Washington State, I was coming here for a reason.
Ultimately, we came down and believed that me coming back here and finishing out here was the best plan for me. And, not to say that there weren't other things that tried to sway me in other directions, but ultimately I'm super glad I came back. I made that decision to come back here. And I wanted to be back here.
And we'll have more from Brennan and RJ tomorrow night as we dive into name, image, and likeness and how Washington State is keeping up on the national level. For now, reporting in Pullman, I'm Alex Crescenti, 4 News Now Sports.
Alex, thank you. For the 3rd year in a row, some of the best up-and-coming golfers in the world took center stage in our region as they competed in the 3rd annual Circling Raven Championship. The tournament is part of the Epson Tour, which features many younger pros trying to make it on the LPGA.
I feel so good. Yeah, today I played really good. Yeah, and then today my putting really good, and irons, all of things is really good. Yeah.
And for her victory, Ren, who you just heard from, takes home more than $33,000 in prize money.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet, like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains, designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
It's lined in the air, out into right center field, going back to the back at the wall. It's gone!
The final homestand for your Spokane Indians at Avista Stadium is August 30th through September 4th. Highlights of the final weekend include Friday, September 2nd, Armed Forces Appreciation and Fireworks Night. Saturday, September 3rd, it's Storybook Princess Night. And Sunday, September 4th is the season finale and a fireworks spectacular. For tickets and game times, go to SpokaneIndians.com.
This is your summer to smile, to raise your glass and reconnect, to reel in the fun and serve up great times. To help you get ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic Summer of Smiles event. Right now, new patients without insurance get a free full exam and x-rays. Plus, everyone can get 20% off their treatment plan. But hurry, because while these summer savings won't last, the memories you make together will. Aspen Dental. Book today.
Whether it's a nasty spill, a mess from your pet, or it's been way too long since your last professional cleaning, schedule your appointment with the experts at Zerorez, and we'll do the dirty work for you. Zerorez, a smarter, lasting clean.
It's safe to say that a great day's work starts with a great night's sleep. So no matter what kind of job you have, Denver Mattress has the right mattress for you. So shop the Labor Day sale today, because the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Save up to $900 on Purple adjustable mattress sets and score a $300 gift. Or check out the Summit Firm, now only $299.99. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
The savings start Tuesday with Bi-Mart's latest membership savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Inside, you'll find 16 pages of great store-wide savings. The savings start Tuesday with our latest savings book at Bi-Mart.
4 News Now is brought to you by Big Out in the Park.
So amidst all of the changes going on in our weather, how about this? The average last 90-degree day in Spokane is today. That is the average. Now, it could be like another month. We saw that last year. It could be another month before we actually see our last 90-degree day. But I tell you what, this is pretty promising if you're not a 90s fan, because it's probably looking like at least 10 days before we even have a shot at it again.
I don't know. I'm not really into the low-rise jeans myself. Or any of those 90s references. Sorry, I had to say it.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.